All right, good morning. This is Lucky Lynx, and I am continuing with my series here now on how to read the Black Cat Oracle in a deeper way. For those of you who have the Black Cat Oracle, for those of you who do not, go ahead and email me at conjurehope, CONJUREHOPE @gmail.com, and I will tell you how to get a hold of one. Yesterday we looked at, or the last video, 2 videos before, we looked at those pieces of how a person would successfully build a kingdom based in old Tibetan thought and training. We also went through the cards in a little more breakdown of how they come together in sections. Today I'm going to show you how this section with the way people think, or the minds, kind of works. So I'm going to show you how to use these to determine the way a person thinks, and what they're likely to, or how they're likely to respond in a situation based on what they think, how they approach things. And then we can do a little card combining to show you. So for example, we've got this and in the first, watch the first 2 videos and you'll see in a little more detail there. So we got the goat here. These are the mind types now, okay? So we got the goat here. The goat represents those people who get addicted to things. These are the people who they want to avoid responsibility. They don't see cause and effect a lot. They're the ones that are always going, oh my God, why is my life messed up? But then they're the first ones to go, let's go out and smoke a joint and drink all night. And you're like, well, do you understand that in the morning when you don't feel good, there's a relationship between those things? And they go, no, don't know what you're talking about. So that's the mind type. So these people approach things this way. They think they're having fun, but quite often they like to create destruction and damage for those around you. So like this would be a man who has this mind type. This would be a person who their addictive behavior sort of breaks down their strength. This would be an angry, stubborn individual who uses that method of coping to hide from the fact that they're angry, stubborn, and fearful. This would be rapaciousness, and this, for example, would be an individual who sort of burns themselves up that way. They invest so much energy and time. They're the first ones who will invest all their time and energy in this huge, elaborate, what we call a goat fest, where they everything's pleasure, sex, hedonism, and they never really get anything done, but they're quite empty. They'll burn themselves up for it. But you ask them to make the smallest step to actually make an improvement in their life, and they're like, oh, that's too hard. But the elaborate, so that's how you do it. So then this one's people who are superstitious, the lucky rabbit's foot here, the superstitious mind type. These people have rituals. They got to do something the same way all the time so that something bad will happen if they don't. They are afraid of punishment, and let's say that, here's a good one for that. Let's say we got, where's the geese? I showed you the geese in the last one. So let's say that the geese comes up with this one. It might be someone who's socially motivated. They're afraid to go against the grain. They're afraid to go against the crowd because they're afraid something bad's going to happen. This one would mean, this one is motivated by signs. They think everything is a sign from the universe showing them that they're on the right path or the wrong path. And the fact is, when you do enough hypnosis with people and you study the mind enough, you start to realize that the mammalian brain will find patterns in everything. So it will always find an omen to reinforce whatever behavior it wants to find meaning in. So this combination, that would be a combination like that. This is a person who says, I'm afraid of being punished, so I'm going to pray. So this is a person who's praying to, avoid punishment, okay? Rather than just taking the action that they need to take to get out of the situation, whatever situation that they probably put themselves in when they were doing something like this. So this can indicate a situation or a way that a person thinks, or sometimes a person will adopt a couple of these depending upon the context they're in. So the people who do this usually afterwards regret and take on this mind type, okay? So then we got this one, which is this is the person who wants to, they go to church, they are God's chosen one, they are God's little sheep, they are God's little child. That's the child. This is the one who goes to work, and they are a good little worker. The work corporation is their parent. This is the one who is in academia, who It believes very much in the system, or the ism, the feminism, the nihilism, the whatever ism it is, and they are the poster child for that. The New Ageism, the poster child of that, and they kind of are like a kid sitting with their bowl of cereal on Sunday morning with their T-shirt on from that whatever ism that is, and they are using that to sort of be their identity. Okay. They also can be very childish, and so this can come up in a situation in which a person is being childish or is like that. So let's say this one might be that someone is throwing a tantrum, angry and stubborn, and child mind is a tantrum. This could mean they're being a very foolish person and taking risks, they're being impulsive, like a child, inconsistent like a child, they don't understand responsibility. Let's say that comes up with another one of the mind types. Let's say that comes up with this one together, and then they're childishly, eating all the candy that they can get, whatever the candy is. In this case, could be sex, could be drugs, could be anything that they, indulge in and overindulge in until it makes them sick, just like a kid. Okay, so that's how you do that one. So then we got this one. This one is Frankenstein. This is the guy or gal who says that they don't fit into any category at all. They are the one that goes beyond it. They are unclassifiable, and yet you see them jump around all the time, and they'll usually adopt some of these others when it suits them, but they really usually don't have a very strong sense of themselves, and so they tell everyone that they're the one that sort of defies all categories, when in actuality they are a category themselves and very easy to spot. So let's say in these particular cases, they are like, I am the individual who cannot be classified in my religion. I take whatever works for me. And then you see that they usually sort of jump around and they don't ever get anything started. Let's say it comes up with the sun. Let's say they like to preach and preach to everyone about how they are different and unusual, and try to encourage everyone else to not take a stand for something because they themselves don't take a stand for anything. And then let's say we got this one, I want to be happy-go-lucky, or in this particular case, maybe it could mean that it's time to stop focusing so hard on something and just be happy-go-lucky, and for a while not define yourself so strongly. So in some cases it could be a positive situation where it says, hey, don't cling too strongly to an identity right now. You may be forcing yourself in. Laugh for a little while. Find out who you are. Could also indicate a young person or an older person who's trying to figure out who they are, and can also indicate creativity in a situation because it is Frankenstein. So you could read it that way as well. Remember, these have multiple layers. Just like this one could mean take a childlike perspective, see things with wonder. This could mean go out and enjoy yourself. You're too serious. And this one could mean maybe it's time to set up a set of steps or a little ritual to get yourself in a habit of doing something, because it's not doing so is causing you challenges that you could easily overcome if you get yourself in the habit of doing something. All right, so this one is the tomb. This has to do with individuals who want to make a name for themselves, and they realize that life is short and they'd like to leave a legacy. These people are pretty cool when you meet them because they really want to do whatever it takes to leave a legacy. They're very motivated to leave a legacy. Here in Chicago, I always think of whenever I go to, there's a big mausoleum in Chicago in Rose Hill Cemetery, and there's a huge aquarium. John G. Shedd, he left a huge legacy with his aquarium for people. He wanted to be remembered by it. He was in this mind type. And in the crypt, which is very interesting, there's a whole huge room dedicated to him with fish all over it and decorations with shells, sea life, shells, seahorses. It's very neat. So this is an individual who's probably motivated to make a difference. So let's say it comes up like this. It's a woman who's motivated to leave a legacy. Maybe say this one, it's like, okay, something unusual turn of fortune made a person realize that they were not immortal, but they wanted to leave a legacy that would make them immortal. So let's say this is the hermit in this. This would be someone who talks about wanting to leave a legacy, but really isn't interested in acting to do so. Or maybe this is the guy who can help you He's the guy who goes between, who can help you to make or leave a legacy. Keep in mind what each of the cards are telling you in the other videos, and as you combine them, you can start to gain a deeper understanding. Always, always, always use your intuition. This is the guy or gal who says they've got it figured out. It's their way. It's the only way. These are the people who, for example, in tarot reading tell you that there's a meaning to the card and that's it, and you can't read with your intuition, and that's the only way to do it, and their way is the right way, or the historical way is the right way. Academia sees this all the time. This is the way to do it. Well, if you've ever spent any time in academia, they have their methods of teaching, and they want people to learn a certain way to figure out how to do things a certain way that they've come up with, or a certain set of information and or teachings that they want to pass off. Also, it could indicate if this came up in a situation where someone was being challenged, maybe like these two came up together and it said stop taking yourself too seriously, or maybe it says maybe you need to stand your ground. It could come up in that particular case too. This might be a group of individuals who is doing quite a bit of damage because they think only one way. This could be someone who's motivated only by money, the wealth card. This could be an individual who says my religion or my faith is the only one, rather than saying people come to things in different ways, and just because one way is this stuff that I'm doing here, this is just one way organized from experiences that I've had. And the best I can do is share my experiences and say, hey, do you find something valuable in it? Then great. If not, that's great too. However, fundamentalism is fundamentalism, and this is the card of the fundamentalist. These are the individuals who see cause and effect. They're all about justice. They are all about how you find this result in that. With that in mind, this is a special card. When you read it, whatever comes up on one side tells you what the result will be. So I always look at what comes up on either side of this one. So when the mummy comes up, so let's say the mummy came up with the rabbit's foot and the impulsive. So the fact that you're feeling really superstitious and worried about being punished now came because this person was being impulsive. So that's how I read that one. So your anger is the result of you feeling hurt in your pride right now. Or let's say this comes up here, your anger and stubbornness is why you can't find a relationship that satisfies you. Let's say this one, let's say, hey, we want to see what holds my future. Well, there's a risk you're going to take that is going to result in great knowledge and understanding for you. This can also be those people who, people like, who really are concerned about balancing things, or not balancing so much as maybe law. If you do this, this happens. These are the kinds of people that those are, and those are the kind of situations that come up. So watch what comes up on either side of that card, because you'll see the cause and effect. These are individuals who are compassionate, who are situations where compassion is needed. So let's say there's a strong individual who's very compassionate and her compassion gives her great strength, or there is great compassion in laughter, or in a situation, what's needed is you need to be able to help that person laugh, because you can feel their pain, help them laugh to cut through it, you see? So this is the individual who is really very compassionate and feels for others and is looking to probably in those cases help those other people. Or in a situation, it might say, look, you're really trying to make a difference and help people, and this will be the result. Let's say the magician came up with it. This is an individual who institute processes and things that can help ease people's pain, for example. So then the next piece of that would be this person who really doesn't think about themselves at all. They always put other people first. I've really, in all the years I've been doing this, there are a lot less of these than people think there are. These can be people who are empathic too, they feel other people's stuff, but in this particular case, they're the individual who really, they think of the bigger thing, bigger cause, they want to get themselves out of the way. And these people or these situations, they'll hop on a plane to go, to, say Turkey and help a whole bunch of people who are struggling. and they'll like, I need to get rid of myself because when I do, that's when I feel successful. So real wealth comes from removing the self. Real knowledge comes from removing the self. See, that's how you could read these. Or the omen or symbol you seek will come when you get yourself out of the way. So this can be telling you in a situation you need to get yourself out of the way. Your worries, your concerns, your little petty angers, whatever it is, need to get out of the way. So let's say this. You need to get your petty anger out of the way and remove yourself from the situation, and everything will get clearer. Last one, these are the people who are self-reliant. These are the people that know a lot, and these are the people who really, or in a situation where you have to be self-reliant. So let's say this one comes up with this one, and it's telling you stop being a child, you're an adult, rely on yourself and rely on what you know. Or let's say this one comes up with this one, and it's like, you're gonna have to learn some more things to be more self-reliant. You don't have all the knowledge you need yet. Or maybe your intuition tells you that this means, you know, you have the knowledge inside of you to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, so why don't you use it? So that's those 10 cards. And I hope this makes more sense, and I hope it helps you get a deeper understanding. Again, there are sort of basic fortune-telling applications that you can apply to them. So for example, take a childlike wonder. Be aware of a cause and effect in a situation. This is a superstitious situation. Maybe you can drop it because it's not doing you any good. For example, again, use your intuition always. Don't be so single-minded about something, or maybe make up your mind. This one could be telling you, look, life is short. You have to do something to make a difference, or you're not being honest to who you really are, or a situation is coming to an end. Could also indicate that. Have a good time, or someone here is not being serious when they should be. Be creative. Be more creative, or in this situation it indicates that something is being created by their actions. Take yourself out of the picture, or maybe, hey, no one's really invested in this situation. No one's taking it to heart. Your compassion is the thing that might set you free, or you can be forcing a situation because you think you know better when you really don't, and maybe you're just trying to force someone rather than look at your own problems. That could be a way to read it. Again, you got to use your intuition, but these are just some of the ways you can approach it. And there is a secret that is not being revealed yet, especially if it comes up with maybe a secret will be revealed. So, I am Lucky Lynx. That is those 10 cards, and I hope that this helps you gain a little deeper understanding. If you have any questions, put them in the thing below. I'll do my best to answer. If you want to get a hold of a Black Cat Oracle, give me a call, 779-302-8009. That is my number currently. I don't know how long this video will be out there and how long we will all be doing this, but that is my number right now. Otherwise, Conjure Hope, CONJUREHOPE @gmail.com. You can also join my Facebook group, Wild Ass Cartomancy, where I'll be posting these videos and talking about this oracle and playing cards and other oracles, cartomancy-wise, all the time. I'm wishing you success and good fortune in all that you do.